going to be talking about the importance of data backups, backing up today so that you can secure tomorrow. As many of you already know who have been following me for a little while, I am the owner and founder of IT Colorado. We have been in the IT industry for going on 27 years here in July. And our job today is to bring to light the importance of cybersecurity protocols for your small business. You know, more and more we run into small businesses who have not budgeted properly for IT, and therefore now they cannot afford to implement the cybersecurity protocols that really do need to be implemented to protect them. So hopefully something that we talk about will at least help you to go out and do some stuff on your own, or maybe you will reach out and have a talk with us to see how we can help you further. So again, let's talk about backups and understanding data backups a little bit more. Excuse me a second while I change my screen a little bit here. So data backups, they really do serve as a lifeline to your business and individuals as well. If you have a lot of personal data, offering protection against a wide range of threats that can compromise that valuable data, whether it be your corporate data or whether it might be, family pictures, whether it's a hardware malfunction or some sort of cyber attack, or possibly even, human error. People accidentally delete stuff all the time. The consequences of data loss can be very, very severe. When we had our computer repair shop open, there were many times we would have somebody, bring in their computer. They had all of their family's pictures on it, and whether they were on the internal hard drive or on an external hard drive, they only had those things in one place. And when those devices become compromised, it's really hard to get them back. So let's talk about a scenario with a small business owner who relies on digital records, and who doesn't, right? Those digital records might be for customer orders, they might be for financial transactions, or maybe even inventory management. If that computer system crashes unexpectedly, they could lose the critical data that's been accumulated over years of operation. And without backups, this loss could result in financial turmoil, damage to customer relationships, and even sometimes legal implications. So by implementing a robust backup strategy, individuals and organizations alike can mitigate these risks and ensure the integrity and availability of that data. Backups do provide a safety net. They allow for a swift recovery in the event of data loss, and they enable continuity of operations, minimizing downtime and safeguarding against potential disasters, thereby protecting both the assets and the reputation. We recently had a client of ours, their main file server, which has all of the service orders for, they do mechanical services, had all of their work orders and stuff that had to be in there. And they came in on a Wednesday morning. I think it was Wednesday morning. Anyway, it was in the morning, and the system wouldn't boot up. All they had was a black screen. And luckily, we back up their data every single night. So we were able to restore their data from the night before. I think overall they were down about 3 to 4 hours that day, and we got them back up and running as swiftly and as fast as we could. So let's talk about some of the importance of data backups. This importance cannot be overstated. In today's digital world where data serves as the lifeblood of these businesses, some of the key reasons why data backups are essential. One of the first ones is business continuity. Again, like my previous example, in the event of data loss, these backups enable businesses to resume operations swiftly, minimizing the disruption and the financial losses. And this continuity is crucial for maintaining productivity and for meeting customer expectations, and also preserving competitiveness in the marketplace. There's also the protection against cyber threats. With the rise of cyber attacks such as ransomware and malware, data security has never been more critical. These backups provide a last line of defense against these threats, allowing organizations and businesses to restore their systems to a pre-attack state and to thwart extortion attempts. And that's really the importance of data backups when it comes to ransomware. Once ransomware comes through, the data has already been compromised. But the question is, can you get your business back up and running so that you can mitigate and reduce the liability of the problem that you just experienced. There are also compliance and legal requirements. Many industries, many, are subject to strict regulatory requirements regarding data protection and data retention, and also how long you keep that data. So, policies are also coming down that after a certain amount of time, you have to be ready to remove that data from your system as it no longer serves you or your customer. And failure to comply with these regulations can result in severe penalties and reputational damage as well. The FTC is really cracking down hard on certain industries, and I believe soon, within the next 3 to 5 years, they are going to have their hands in every industry, requiring that these data backups and other cybersecurity protocols are put in place. So, data backups help ensure compliance by providing a means to recover and retain data as required by law. There's also disaster recovery, natural disasters, power outages. We were recently brought in to take a look at the networks of some clients that are not ours. And they were doing data backups, but all of those data backups are local, meaning they're going from a server to a device or an external hard drive that's sitting right next to the server. Sometimes these natural disasters or these power outages or other unforeseen events, like a fire, can wreak havoc on IT infrastructure. And when that data is lost, when all of the data that is owned by the company is in one location, it is very, very hard to get that data back and restore the company back into a place where they can start doing business again. So backups stored in offsite locations or the cloud, they offer a vital lifeline for disaster recovery, enabling these organizations to recover quickly and to minimize the impact of these events. There is also peace of mind. Knowing that critical data is backed up and it's protected provides peace of mind for both the business owners and businesses' employees. It instills confidence in the reliability that the IT systems are allowing stakeholders to focus on core activities without having to worry about the constant fear of data loss that is hanging over their head. And this comes true again with cybersecurity as well. When these protocols are in place, it sure does relieve a lot of stress worrying about it. In summary, data backups are not just a precautionary measure. They are really a fundamental component of the modern risk management strategies that we implement today. So by investing in good backup solutions and adhering to the best practices, businesses can safeguard their most valuable asset, which is their data, and ensure their continuity, the security, and peace of mind. Let's talk about some different backup types. We're going to go over 4 different types here, and some of them, like cloud backups, actually implement the other 3 as well. But full backups, which we definitely recommend, involve copying all the data in its entirety. I call it an image backup. While it's comprehensive, it can be time and resource intensive, especially if it's going to the cloud. These full backups do provide a complete snapshot of the data at a specific point in time, however. So it makes them ideal for restoring entire systems in the event of a catastrophic failure. There are also incremental backups. Incremental backups only back up changes made since the last backup. These backups are faster and they require less storage space compared to full backups, since they only capture new or modified data. However, restoring from incremental backups may take longer because you're going to have to go back to the last full backup and then restore every incremental backup in between. There is also a differential backup. Differential backups are similar to the incremental backups, but they back up all the changes made since the last full backup. So this approach can speed up the restoration process compared to the incremental backup process, because it really only requires that the last full backup and the last differential backup are needed. So it may consume more storage space over time compared to incremental backups, but it is definitely much faster. Then there are cloud backups. Storing backups in the cloud, it offers scalability, accessibility, and redundancy. Cloud backups provide basically a place that's off-site, reducing the risk of data loss due to an on-premise disaster, such as fires, floods, or even theft. Additionally, these cloud backup services often include built-in encryption and advanced security features to protect that data during transmission and storage. They are also protected typically from getting hit by ransomware because they are offsite, and typically the computer itself that has sent the data, like if a computer gets compromised, the a local user couldn't access that offsite data directly. It has to go through some sort of management interface. Let's talk about best practices. And there's a lot of different trains of thoughts out there. I'm going to go over some of the ones that we implement here. Uh, Definitely having a regular backup schedule. So setting up automated backups to occur regularly ensures minimal data loss in the event of any kind of incident. And establishing a consistent backup schedule, whether daily, weekly, or monthly, helps maintain up-to-date copies of critical data. We like to do ours daily, and this minimizes our downtime. We also use a managed backup system so that we get notified the morning after if a backup did not complete properly, so that we can go in and we can run it again. Also, let's go to the number 2, testing your backups. Regularly test your backups to ensure they are functioning correctly and that they can be restored when needed. These testing your backups helps identify any issues or discrepancies before they actually become critical, allowing for a very fast resolution and peace of mind. Our managed backup system also will spin up a backup in the cloud and test it, make sure that it can come up. It will send us a snapshot so that we know that the backup is bootable. Offsite storage. So store backups in a location separate from the original data to mitigate risks such as theft, fire, or natural disasters, as we discussed before. Offsite storage, it ensures that backups remain accessible even if the primary data center is compromised. So it enhances the data resilience and the disaster recovery capabilities. We usually do what they call the 3-2-1 rule, which is basically 3 copies of the data, 2 of them on site, which is the original data and an external device such as a NAS, and the third one, the 1 copy, is in the cloud. Encryption. Always encrypt your backups to protect the sensitive data from unauthorized access. Encryption adds an extra layer of security to these backups, and it safeguards the confidential information that's inside the backups from other potential threats during transmission and storage as well. And then there's the disaster recovery plan. So developing a comprehensive disaster recovery plan that outlines these procedures for restoring data and minimizing the downtime. It's definitely going to help bring a system back up quickly when data loss occurs. A well-defined disaster recovery plan helps organizations respond effectively to these incidents, and it reduces the impact on operations and helps ensure business continuity as well. So that is what we got on data backup. As always, stay safe, stay aware, stay secure. I appreciate you guys joining us today. If you would like to have a talk with me or somebody else on my team, please utilize that link down there, itcolorado.com/book a call. Set up an appointment. They're usually about 20 minutes or less, and we can have a quick chat about what you can do or how we can help implement cybersecurity protocols for you and your business. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.